Hello, everyone. Y'all come on in. It is 6:01. 6:01. Y'all come on in so we can get started. Hopefully, we will not be on here very long today. I want to put, while I'm waiting for everyone to come in, I'm going to go ahead and put in the chat the number to text to be notified when we go live, when we have important updates coming up, when we have specials. We are live on YouTube and Facebook, but I can do it, not Facebook, sorry, YouTube and Instagram. I can do it on Instagram. For some odd reason, I have to go on my laptop and put everything in. So y'all give me a second as everybody starts to come in on Instagram and YouTube. I'm going to get it together. I am going to get it together. I can't put it in here until we like are actually live. So I'm going to put the number. I'm going to try to pin it on Instagram. Make sure you text the number 912-430-2700. Text the word Let's Grow. LETSGROW. LETSGROW. Let's Grow to 912-430-2700. Let's see if I can pin this comment up on YouTube here. And then, yep, we're going to pin that at the top. So as everyone is starting to come in, they'll see the pin comment. I will also put it here on Instagram, and we are going to go ahead and get started. Hello, you all. Thank you all for joining us today. So again, the number is 912-430-2700. Text the word. I should have put Let's Grow on, but I'll say it again before we get off. I'll put it here. Let's Grow. So how is everyone New Year's off? Are y'all ready for the are you ready for the gardening season? Let me know. I am every time the first day of winter comes, and then when the first day of winter comes and the days start to get longer, it's going to be here really soon, and I'm excited, but sometimes I get a little anxious because I feel I should be further than where I am as far as getting seeds started and getting everything planned. A lot of times I feel I should be further than where I am, but everything always turns out right. So take it from me, don't get frustrated. You're exactly where you need to be, and it's all a lesson. 6 inches of snow today. Wow. I've seen a lot of pictures today with snow. I'm not sure what is going on. We had temperatures in the 80s last week. Then it got really cold. It dropped down. Now it's starting to creep back up. But then I think like next week it's going to be like 29, the low or something like that. But I'm getting confused because I honestly thought that I saw a little pollen on the cars today. And I was like, we can't have pollen, not right now, because I haven't even pruned my roses back for next season because it's just been so hot and they've continued to grow. And I try to prune them around December, January, but I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to just prune. I'm so unsure of this weather that I don't know what to think of it. I don't. It's really confusing me, and it's confusing me. So a lot of people that I've talked to, family all over the world, are experiencing these symptoms. So if you see me drinking something, I have like ginger and lemon and rosemary in here. I feel fine, but it's just like You know how my grandmother and mother always tell me, before anything starts, honey, you got to work on yourself, okay? If you feel something, work on yourself. So that's what I've been doing with the herbal tea. But let's see. Okay, so you're ready. Yeah, it's going to be here before we know it. It's really going to be here before we know it. It's really going to be mid-January next week. I can't believe the time is already flying. I purchased seeds last week. Dollar Tree has gardening supplies on the shelves. Good. I'm so glad you found it. That is, I went to two. One was starting to prep, one didn't have anything. I'm going to go between tomorrow and Monday to like one of the favorite ones that I like to see if they have it, because that's where you can find a lot of the good deals to just get started, just covered my broccoli and turnips for the 27-degree weather tonight. Yes, they should be okay though. They should be good when you cover it. Elephant ears just died. Yes, I'm telling you, the weather is like, oh, turmeric, lemon, pepper, and ginger for me. Yes, I've been just like really pumping in the different herbal teas. I think I even put a little rosemary in here. I'm like, honey, we're gonna get right. We are going to get right. So again, thank you all for joining. So we are live streaming on both YouTube as well as Instagram. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's why. Over on YouTube, I pinned the comment. Make sure you text Let's Grow to 912-430-2700. Happy New Year. Devin trying to grab up some land to be ready. Even if you don't grab it up, you can still start, but that is the right idea. Los Angeles, 71. Nice temp. Nice temp. Today is 60. That's really nice too. So we're going to go ahead and get started because now is a great time. I know we're always doing something when it comes to gardening, but now is really like a great time to start prepping. So I wanted to go over like some of the tips. Maybe it could help you get ready and be ready, because what is it? If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So we'll see how that works this gardening season. But one of the main things, and I'm really, really talking to myself on this one, y'all, okay? I'm telling myself, but the main thing, a good way to start prepping is to do an inventory. Like if you grow from seeds, or if you have seeds, go ahead, do an inventory of what you have, because I see comments that are saying like the Dollar Tree is starting to get seeds. The Walmart here and the Lowe's, like they're starting to put out those seed displays. And oftentimes we can just start dreaming and pick up stuff that we already have at home as far as seeds. Like, I don't know, it's something about the pictures that's on there, and we'll pick it up and we'll say, oh yeah, I want to grow that too. And so if we don't do an inventory of what we already have, it's a possibility that we could be duplicating seeds when we come back and get ready to start the seeds indoors or plant the seeds outside. Now, you all are welcome to ask me how I know this, because I just planted some winter boar kale in the sale trays, and I was going through one of we keep our seeds in like the photo storage boxes. So I was going through the one that was labeled kale, and lo and behold, there was another pack of winter boar kale. So the first thing, if you're going to grow from seeds, go ahead, take an inventory. If you're like me, because I love to write on pen and paper, write it down on pen and paper. If it's not too many, write it down on a pen and paper or put it in your phone, so that when you go and start looking at the new seeds that they are putting out right now, you will say to yourself, I already have those seeds. So that way, if you want something else, you're not duplicating it, and you can go ahead and get something else besides what you already have at home. Another thing that I like to do, oftentimes when we're harvesting and wrapping up for the gardening season, is we can just kind of put things away just really in a hurry. So a lot of things I like to do is like the different cups, or the seed starter trays, things that I start my seeds in. The ones that are really look like they've taken a beating, maybe have like a couple cracks in there, the sun has beaten them down, I go ahead and I get rid of them, because we did a video last year where they have like the little seed cups that you can get like 12 for $1, because they do those they're kind of thin, and they will take a beating from the sun as you start seeds, whether inside or outside. Even when you harden them off, they'll take a beating from the sun. So if you have any like cell trays or seed cups or something like that that has like cracks or look like it's on its last leg, go ahead, get throw them away, so that way you'll know what you're working with. Because the thing that can really irritate you is if you're putting the soil in the cup and then the cup just splits on you, because it was on its last leg and you didn't throw it away. And so it splits on you, and then you got to start all over. But maybe you didn't have any more cups, so now you're out of cups and you just got to figure out what you have to do. So if you have like old things, even like the clips that we use to clip up our tomatoes or clip up some of the vining plants, a lot of those will pop. Go ahead, just take one for the team, get rid of it. You'll thank yourself later. They did what they were supposed to do for that gardening season. So go ahead, just get rid of it. I'm telling y'all. The next thing that I like to do is to write down. This is what I do. If you don't have a concrete plan yet, like you have in your mind what you want to grow, but you're not quite sure, or you haven't really finalized everything, if you have like raised beds, or if you're doing in-ground gardening, go ahead. Y'all, I'm not a good artist at all, but I'll make a square or I'll make a rectangle. Go ahead and try to plot out what all you want to grow and where you're going to put it at. That goes for the containers and the container gardening as well. Get an idea of what you want to grow for the season, because you've already taken your seed inventory, so you know what you have and you know what you want to grow. But go ahead and kind of plot everything out so that when you're ready to start putting things in ground, you'll have an idea of where the placement is supposed to go. Now, let me tell y'all this right now. I do this, I really do. But sometimes when I get out there and I'm ready to plant, I kind of sidetrack or maneuver or what I'm saying is everything I put on the paper may not go in that space, but I have an idea of what I want to plant and kind of where I want to plant it at, if that makes any sense. Because a lot of times I'll get out there and I start switching up. I'll switch up on you in a minute and say, no, I don't want that here, I want it there. But it was still something that I wanted to plant at the time, and I have an idea. So sometimes I'll switch it up, but at least you'll have an idea. So just go ahead and just either I always suggest a gardening journal. So go ahead and just journal. Like if you have a 4x4 raised bed and you want to plant different plants in there, go ahead and just kind of draw those out of how many you want to put in there and how many you want to plant. And what I mean by that is, if you've been sitting down during the fall and winter months, just kind of planning things out, we'll use marigolds because we just did a video on marigolds. So if I have a 4x4 bed and I want to plant a row of, because marigolds, you space them depending on the variety, about 8 to 10 inches apart. So I would maybe I want to plant 4 marigold plants in the front, followed by maybe some kale directly behind the marigold plants or something like that. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So you're going to space it out, and you already have read the packages, got an idea of how far you're supposed to space it out, so you can draw how many plants that you need on it, and just kind of be ready. So when you're ready to put everything in ground, you'll have an idea and won't be like, uh-oh, I ran out of room. Let me find somewhere to put it. Let me go here or let me go there. You'll really have an idea. Hey, Shirley, how are you? So you'll have an idea of where you want to go ahead and get everything planted up, because I'm telling you, once it's like go time, depending on where you're at, when it's time to start gardening for you, things are going to start moving fast. But if you go ahead and start prepping now, go ahead and start taking inventory of what you have, getting rid of the things that you don't have, making a list of what you need. And that includes things like fertilizer and potting soil and compost. Like make a list of all that. Because if I buy one more bag of fertilizer, never mind. Y'all just forget that. Forget it. Because I know I know I don't need it. But I'm like, sometimes fertilizer go really quick with me. But just making an inventory, everything you need to get rid of. And also, let me tell you this, because I failed to do a couple of things. So now I'm going to do it now so that I don't get left behind. So with the sale trays, with the sale cups and all of that, if you just kind of left everything as is at the end of the garden season, go ahead and sanitize those now and get them sanitized and washed and dried out and ready, because it will save you a lot of time. Okay? It'll save you a lot of time. I just got finished filming a video for the Seed Starting Masterclass. And we have that available. Click on the link in the bio on Instagram and you can purchase it. But one of the things that I talked about was soil blocking on that. And it makes so much, it saves you so much time, because as someone was saying, when the gardening season starts, you're gonna have gardening chores, okay? And so a lot of times you can get like overwhelmed, because once everything starts growing, it's like the weeds start growing, things need to be done, all of this. But if you go ahead and start prepping different things beforehand, that'll be better. Like the soil blocking mix is what I talked about. I go ahead and make up a whole bunch of soil blocking mix, because you have to make that up a certain way. And nobody has time to spend like 45 minutes sifting peat moss, or doing all of that. So sometimes we have to make it easy on ourselves by prepping before, because you will run yourself tired in one day if you haven't prepped, because you're trying to do this and then you're trying to do that, and then you got to come back, oh, I forgot to do this, I have to do that. So just prep now is a good time, because for us, we're zone 8B, coastal Georgia. Seriously, in about 2 to 3 weeks, we got to get tomatoes started, we got to get peppers started. Like, it's going to be go time. And so as we're prepping for things, you don't want to get behind like, oh, I forgot to do this or I forgot to do that. And then, although we're gaining daylight each and every day, it still gets dark. So it's a lot of things you have to just cut short, until everything starts to, we start to get more daylight. But you just want to start prepping right now, getting ready, sanitize the different sale trays, the cups, throw away things that are sun beating. If the sun has beat them up, they're cracked. Take an inventory of what you have. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Take an inventory of what you have, and also take an inventory of your seeds, y'all. If I can't, I'm gonna do a seed haul, because I don't know. I'm a little bit afraid to do a seed haul with y'all, because you may say, what is wrong? What is her problem? Why she keep getting all these seeds like this? They keep sending the catalogs. And I'm like, oh, this would look pretty. So take an inventory of the seeds that you have so that you don't duplicate them. I think that's probably my number one. And I'm seriously talking to myself when I do that. I'm going to end up probably giving some seeds away, because you said, yes, do a seed haul. I don't know. I may do a seed haul, but I'm telling y'all, I got one more seed order coming from Baker Creek Seeds, because I wanted to try the new seed variety. Okay, Devin, right? I'm telling you, we got y'all. we got it covered here with the seeds. But I got one more seed order, and I really, if you all been following us on Instagram, we did a reel of the David Austin roses. I will have to say that's like one of my favorite roses to grow. Not for the name, because a lot of times I don't care about a name. I care about like how it grows in my garden. I do a lot of testing here in the garden on a lot of different things, but what I can say is the fragrance is amazing. The blooms are amazing. You keep deadheading, they keep coming back. You keep deadheading, and then they do. Y'all don't get me to line. I think it's like maybe a 2 to 4 year like guarantee, money back guarantee. Like if something goes wrong with the roses, but I try to just add one in the garden each and every year. And I don't know if I want like a white rose this year, because I noticed, y'all know my favorite flower colors are like pink and purple and white. And I always find myself doing like a pinkish too. But I'm thinking, do I want white? Do you like them too? I love I love their roses. And sometimes I don't want to count on them having at the garden center. Now for the last two gardening seasons, they had them here, but they only have like a couple of varieties. And we just got our catalog last week. So I want to sit down, finalize that, because when I did go to order last year, they were out of stock. The Baker catalogs are free. They have a free version and they have a paid version. I just got the free version the other day. Normally around October. So the question is do Baker Creek have a free catalog? They You can sign up. I mean, you can sign up now. Go on there, sign up, do the free catalog request. It'll probably take maybe like 4 to 6 weeks. But they also have a paid catalog that is $12.95 that you can order, and it's like 500 pages. And what I love about that is I always like to read the history of different things. And so they're telling you the history of where the seed came from, the country, the origin. And I like reading that because that helps give me an idea, like if it's possible that it can grow here. It's one type of pepper that I ordered. And when I looked on the map, I've never heard of this place, but when I looked on the map and I read about the growing conditions and the climate there, I said, I want to try that one because they have a climate that's like similar to us. Did you order the Motherland Okra from Baker Creek? Yes, I did. That's why I was saving the Baker Creek order. Like when I got the paid catalog here, I didn't want to keep placing orders because Baker Creek probably looks at my name and address and say, what is this lady running here? Like, she always ordering seeds. She just did an order. So I waited and I got them. It was a few days ago. Someone said that they were in stock because when I went on there, they were saying check back or put your name on the email to receive a notification when they're back in stock. But they were back in stock and I did. And I'm super excited to try the Motherland Okra. Now, I read that they can get between 9 and 20 feet. So we will see where we're going to put it, because one of the seeds that I have lined up to grow right now is the walking stick kale. If any of you've heard of it, it also came from Baker Creek, but they said they can get from like, ooh, in the country, in the origin, that is from like 20 feet tall. Now I don't know who's going to go up there 20 feet in the air and pick kale, so hopefully it won't get that tall here. That's just in the country, but I think they said it can get up to like 8 feet, 8 or 9 feet or something like that. I'm always trying different things out, which is why if I don't say anything else, y'all, you will hear me say take an inventory of your seeds. Take an inventory of your seeds, because I'm going to take the time to do that, because I really should be ashamed of myself. I should. And we're all family here, so I can tell y'all I should be ashamed of myself with these seeds that I keep ordering. And I wish they'd stop putting these pictures in here to make it look so cheery. I tell you, it's something else. But those are things now that we can start prepping. One thing, if you are growing in raised beds or if you're growing in ground, if you didn't do it in the fall, now is a great time to go ahead and get your soil tested, so that now we always go through the agricultural extension office here. They do have soil test kits that you can do yourself. And then they also have one that you can take the sample, but you send it off to like a company. But I haven't tried that way yet. I just always go through the agricultural extension office and do it. But so if you haven't got your soil tested, go ahead and get it tested, because if y'all don't hear me say anything else, it really, really, really seriously starts with your soil. And I know that over time, like if you're just starting, it can take some time to build soil, but once you start building soil, you will start to notice a big difference in your garden as far as pests, as far as the way things grow. And so just try to start building it. And the first way to get started, just get the soil tested. I know here in Georgia it's like $10 for the first sample, but each sample you get, the price goes down. So I was able to get 3 soil samples for like $21, because I wanted to also let them take a sample of my raised beds as well. And then I even did some of my containers too, because if nothing is wrong with the soil in the containers and I'm going to plant something else there, it just kind of needs a little refresh. I go ahead and let them tell me what it can need. And I'm telling you, without a doubt, every time, because we have sandy, acidic soil here, I always have to add lime, and we have to add, I've been trying to do better about planting different things like beans, nitrogen fixing plants, because normally when I get mine back it'll be like 15-0-15. So we'll have to add nitrogen, and we'll have to add the potassium in there. Phosphorus is normally okay for us for the most part, but when you build healthy soil over time, and it does take time, it does. And I still feel like I have to just constantly work on it, because I can look at some parts of the garden now and I see that sand just shining back through, just shining through, and don't get me wrong, sand is not bad. Sand is good for drainage, but it also can, drain those nutrients out as well. So that's why it's good to know what type of soil you have, and then what type of soil you're working with, so that you can build it up over time. Do you buy seeds from the big box stores, Laverne? Yes, I do. I buy them from everywhere. I buy whatever looks pretty on the label. Yes, I will, and I'm quite sure. Let me tell you this, Laverne. Yesterday, y'all know I got to do a walkthrough. I always do a walkthrough because they still have some clearance stuff out, that I'm keeping my eye on. I give myself a price of what I'm gonna pay. So keep an eye out. And I'm glad Laverne just brought that up, because I put it in our private Facebook group. So if you want to join the private Facebook group, make sure on Instagram you click the link in the bio, and you can join the private Facebook group. In YouTube, after the video has rendered, we'll go ahead and we'll put that link in there so you can join it as well. But I walked through yesterday and they were putting out the big display, and I did, Laverne. I started picking up stuff, and I said, if you don't put these seeds back and get back home right now, because I knew I had to do a live today, and I try to practice what I'm telling y'all. I have, sometimes I sit there and I have to tell myself, put these seeds back, because I didn't know if I had some. And then I also, it's, if y'all have been following me for a while, you always hear me say it's so hard for me to transition from summer to fall garden, and then it's also hard for me to switch over from fall to summer garden, because you still have things that are kind of finishing up, but you need to go ahead and get things in the ground then. So it's really hard. But one of the things that one of the goals that I've tried to make with myself this garden season is, as far as the leafy greens that we're planting, is to really, really do more canning. So go ahead, pull them up and just can them, or freeze them or something like that. A lot of times I like to pick them fresh and I like to cook them, but we have a lot of leafy greens that's like really going on right now. So I said, this year, what you're gonna do is you're not gonna sit there and keep wanting to pick them fresh and cook them. You're gonna pick them. You're gonna pick enough and just go ahead and can a batch, or go ahead and freeze a batch and put those up. So that is the goal. But absolutely yes, honey. I buy seeds on Etsy. I buy seeds at the big box stores. Whoever's in the catalog here, I don't know. It's just something about the pictures. We just gonna be pepper crazy this year because we ordered a few of the pepper seeds that I wanted to try. And I do, y'all. I'll do like a mini seed haul with some of the new varieties that I really wanted to try in the garden, just by looking at the origin of where they're coming, where they came from. So I'll try to get that together. I don't want to show y'all all the seeds because I know y'all gonna say, "Now, see, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know where she's going to plant it." But you have to remember, we did tarp two areas of our yard, so we are going to expand. I'm not sure if I want to do in ground, or I'm not sure if I just want to do raised beds. I'm really not sure yet. That was the reason why I just put tarp on it, because it's giving me probably like a few more weeks. Now, I don't have a long time, but it is giving me a few more weeks to go ahead and decide how I want to design it, and then what all I want to plant. I don't know if I want two 4x4 raised beds on each side, or just do two long rows. So we will see. We'll have to see. I told y'all, sometimes I get indecisive. Sometimes I'll say I'm gonna do this, and then at the last minute go out there and switch up on you in a minute. That's just me. So I see a lot of y'all are definitely ordering your seeds, which is good. And okay, I got one for Mother's Day, and it was amazing. Blooms free, yes, from May. The David Austin roses, I do. I have to give them like a thumbs up. And y'all know, if it's something I don't like, I won't even mention it. So if I like recommend something, is I've really like tried it and tested out. And I think this is our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe like seven David Austin roses. We have five in ground and two in pots, and they have different varieties that grow really well in pots also. But once they get established, they're really nice. And like I said, just the fragrance will just really permeate a space. Just I have to do. So I don't know, y'all have to let me know if I need to get white, or what color rose I need to try this year, because I really wanted white last year and they were out of stock. And another thing that I will tell you is, when I order from them, I don't know why I like to order. They have the bare root, and then they have the pack. Not the bare. They have the bare root, and then they have like in the gallon that they send. And for some odd reason, I like when they just send it like in the gallon with the soil already, because I can do bare root, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I'll decide. So if you all have any suggestions, let me know. Let me know what suggestions, what color rose you have suggestions for. Let's see. I bought 15 packs of seeds alone. I think I got too excited. Yeah, Laverne, I'm telling you, it. Just think about the way the weather has been crazy, okay? And then we have slowed down a little bit on the garden, and it's just like cabin fever. It's like, oh, a few more weeks and we are going to start, and we just get so excited. So Laverne, I'm not the one to be like, you shouldn't have did that, girl. Yes, you should have. 15 packs. Oh boy, I'm so excited for you. I'm super excited to see you grow. And make sure you post the pictures in the group, because Laverne is in the Facebook group, and she posted a picture of her broccoli, and it was absolutely beautiful. And that's what it's all about. Like, we're sharing in there. So again, make sure you join the private Facebook group, because we're just talking about different gardening things, that tips, tricks, techniques. Like I tell you, a lot of us, we always have problems with these pests, and they're going to come. We had like a late season pest problems because it got so hot again, and the moths start laying eggs, and It's just like, you know what? Let me put my insect netting bed over here because I thought it was safe for me to take it off. And those are things that happen. And this is what I tell anyone that's growing, whether they're herbs, flowers, or vegetables. I would rather take a little, insect bite here and there on my stuff any day because I knew exactly what I put on it. I knew exactly how I grew it. Like, I'll take a few insect bites. I know that the things that we see in the produce area section of the store is just like picture perfect. Some places, now some places I be wanting to talk to them and say, look at here now. Um, but I'm okay. I'm okay with a couple of insect bites on it, and it tastes so good. Thank you so much for following us too. I don't want to pronounce your. I'm gonna say Promethea, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, and be safe. And yes, definitely join the Facebook group. I think you're going to love it in there. But yeah, I would rather take a few little insect holes, but it's so much better just to go out there and harvest it yourself. Even like with the herbs as well. That's why for all of you that just joining us, honey, I done made me a concoction up. I put me some rosemary in here. I got some ginger in here. I'm just like, you know what? Oh wow. That's a good for good for me. But yeah, it's so much better that like I just went out on the back, and a lot of times I'll make my tea up like that. I'm like, let me see what I have out here and let me see what we can mix up together. So we got some ginger, we got a little rosemary going on in here, and I also did something something else in here, y'all. I'm forever just mixing up something, but I am starting to document a lot of the different mixes that I like for my tea. Like, I'm documenting it and putting the measurements in there. I have one that we grew lemongrass that I feel like I almost got it perfect. It's like with lemongrass and basil. I'm almost there. I got to experiment a little bit more. Um, but those are the things that you could do, because one of the things that I put, like cilantro, we're growing, and I even said the other day, I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to start some more cilantro seeds, because before we had the cilantro growing, just think about how when you just need just a little bit, but you have to go to the store and buy the whole bundle, but you don't need the whole bundle. So it's like, but now I can go out, because cilantro is a cool weather plant for us. I can go out and pick one stem, two stem, five stems, and I'm not wasting, and it's fresh, and I'm just walking a few things. So that's just me. Like, I don't even know how I got on that one, y'all. I told you it won't be long today. For those of us that haven't started, don't forget you can possibly join a community garden space. Absolutely. If they have the community garden in your area, definitely do that. And that's a good way, because y'all know I'm always talking. That's a good way to like network and meet people and go over to their garden plot. I know they'll be like, look, go over there to your space, and because I got work to do, go and like just talk and exchange ideas. That would be so fun, and that's something that I really wish this area would do as well. And you know what? Maybe it may come to something like that, where you can get like the community garden. I always think I love that. Hello, Yankee sister, how are you? Happy New Year. Yes. We'll keep the replay up. I have some peppermint in the garden that is doing well. Do you have a recipe for tea with it? Let me tell you, Laverne, I would, it just, no particular, not with the no particular recipe with the peppermint, but I'll come up with one. But um a lot of times I will do, like, we have chocolate mint out there. So one time I done mixed up some holy basil and chamomile, and I say, you know what? Let me put a little chocolate mint in. I just do stuff like that. But the reason why I'm starting to document it now is because my husband is always the taste tester first, because he's going to be honest whether it's nasty. He's not want to be like, it's good. And no, so he won't do that. But oftentimes when people, were stopping by, I offer them a tea. And this particular tea, I keep hearing people say, this is really good. What is it? And so I said, you know what, I might be on to something. Let me start putting in the measurements because a lot of times, once again, here I go. Let me get a little bit of this. So to answer your question, Laverne, you see how I just almost went off on a tangent there? I don't. I really don't. But I have added peppermint and holy basil before, because holy basil is really good. Like, I have to always do disclaimer, like aiding, where it says it assists with or it aids with like stress. It's really good for that. Just, just kind of calming, just bringing you to a place of calm. I probably needed to drink that today at work, but yeah, they tried it today at work. But I said it's Friday, and we're not doing that today. Not today, not on a Friday. Try it on a Monday or Wednesday, but not Friday. But yeah, holy basil and mint I have tried before. That's really good. But I will I'll do some research, Laverne, and see and try, because I'm definitely a herbal tea drinker for sure. My cilantro is growing like crazy and I love it. Isn't that wonderful, Josie? I'm telling you, it is the cilantro for us. I was actually getting scared, Josie, because when it got up to like 84, 86, it can bolt, and that's where you get your coriander seeds from. And I was like, please don't bolt, please don't go to flower, not right now. And that's why I said, you know what, I'm gonna plant some more just to have as a backup. But it's amazing. It's amazing. Cilantro is amazing. My chocolate, peppermint, and spearmint are loving this weather. Yes. And also, what you could do, Josie, too, and Laverne, is I like to take some, if I've cut off too much or something, take it and hang it up and dry it. And if you have like enough, put it in like a mason jar or something. I dry a lot of my herbs, because I'm going to get out there before it gets 29 degrees next week for us, and go ahead and chop down the rest of the lemongrass, bring it in here, and go ahead and let it dry, because we're going to start some more seeds up here in the next few weeks as well. And so, when is the best time to drop chamomile seeds? For us, chamomile seeds is a cool weather flower as well, or a cool weather plant. So we actually soil block some that we have outside hardening, and we're going to put in the ground. Now, depending on your zone, Josie, a lot of people do it in like the fall, let it overwinter. But I started them late. I did, but they have germinated and they're ready to go. And so I'm going to go ahead and put them in. We have a new raised bed, not a raised bed, but a container we're going to put on the patio. So I'm going to go ahead and plant it there. But for us, chamomile is a cool weather plant. In the summer, when it starts getting hot, it's done. It's done for us. It is done. So I just wanted to share with y'all those few tips, because I'm telling you, it's like time is about to. The weeks are okay. So you're 8 weeks. So yeah, you can plant them now, Josie. Plant them right now, because around end of April, May, when it starts getting hot here for us like that, they're gonna start teetering out, and then we'll just harvest the rest and go ahead and dry them and use them for tea. But I'm super excited about the chamomile. I drink that just about every night to just kind of relax, and it's good for kids too. It's very good for kids. But I always like I tell people, if you have a ragweed allergy, honey, be careful. And I always test it on the kids, make sure they're not allergic. Put a little bit in the crease of the elbow or something like that. But I know that's a great alternative for the kids, the chamomile. So I appreciate y'all joining me today. The weeks it's mid-January is next week, and I know everybody starts seeds at different times, but those are just a few things that you could do right now to go ahead and start prepping, because March will be here before you know it. It'll be go time, and then we are just going to be super excited to grow. So again, I'll just do a recap. Just make sure you take an inventory of the seeds that you have. Ayana, do that. Take an inventory of the seeds that you have. Take inventory of the seeds that you have. Write down what you want to grow. Even draw your space out and put where you want to grow it at, so that way you know. Put how much you want to grow of one. So if you're like a 4x4 and you want to put 4 marigold, draw you 4 marigold flowers up there. You know that some varieties are about 8 to 10 to 12 inches apart, so so that way you'll have an idea of what you want to do. Go ahead and sterilize and not sterilize, but sanitize those grow cups and cell trays if you need to do that. Go ahead and get rid of the ones that are cracked. The sun is beating them up, all of that stuff. Go ahead and get rid of that and just get ready for the gardening season. Take an inventory if you need potting soil, if you need compost, if you need fertilizer. Take an inventory of all of that, see what you have, so that you are not spending time circling back around over and over again. Okay. All right. And I'm really talking to myself as well, but I'm getting better. I saw seeds. Okay, so Desi GT saw seeds at the Dollar Tree today. I bought a clear tray and will try winter sowing method. Yes, yes, yes. They're putting them out, and I encourage you. I encourage y'all. Go ahead and get you some seeds if you need them. Go ahead and get them. And I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I promise y'all I'm about to go. I just saw a comment pop up. Some of the agriculture extension does fruit tree plant sales. Call and found out about yours. Thank you, Josie. So that is so true. Some of the agriculture extension offices do fruit tree plant sales. Call and find out if yours do. They absolutely do that. So but yes, go ahead. This is what I wanted to say, y'all, real quick. Let me take a drink of water here. What I wanted to say is I like to go ahead and get seeds now because I like to get them when they put them out like this. And if you do it, that's your business. I mean, you do it. But once everybody started getting their hands on them and putting the peas where the zinnias go and the zinnias where the basil at and just mixing up stuff, that drives me nuts. I'm like, if you don't want it, y'all either put it on top and let somebody like put it in the right place, or just put it back in the right place, because you thinking, okay, they don't have this, but it's down there. Okay, that's just a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, now why they put this here and it don't go here? But that's just me. Okay. One more, let's see. I picked up $40 worth of seeds 2 days ago. Yes, it's addictive. It is addictive. And I'm so glad that y'all are on here with me, because now I know that I am not the only one, and it's great. When you say the winter, so that the method, are you talking about the planting the milk gallon jugs? Let me ask Desi GT. So when you say winter sowing, are you talking about the in the milk jugs? And the reason why I'm asking that, Grace, is because Desi GT over on Instagram is doing winter sowing. And I have seen where you could do that in the jug. So for all of you that do it, make sure you chime in, because I've never done it before. We start all our seeds inside, and I think the lowest that we may get here, we had some snow a few years ago, but it may be like 24 for maybe like a couple of hours. So it doesn't get like extremely cold and stay extremely cold here. But I have seen some people that does that. Our first snow day today. Oh, Yankee sister, yes, I was put in my tomatoes and peppers today, winter sowing. And then also Grace, like some of our gardening friends on here, like Yankee sister, and other friends in the coal area, they have like coal frames set up. I mean, they are gardening like year round, and I'm so amazed by that. I am so amazed that they do that. You are so welcome. I need to look up the winter sowing method. Yes, can you say that again, please? The Department of Agriculture. It's the local extension agriculture office. So for us, it's like through the University of Georgia. But if you like Google local agricultural extension office and put your county in, because each county should have one, then it'll tell you. And also, I'm glad you put that. Check them, because a lot of times when I go get my soil tested, they will have like a big basket of seeds that say take what you want or free seeds or something like that. So a lot of times if they're allowing people to go in, they will have where you can like they have a basket of free seeds that you can take. So so Desi GT got snow too. I see a lot of people with snow. I've seen a lot of pictures on Instagram with snow. So will the seeds do well in the garage? I have gotten a couple of grow lights. Are you mean storing them in the garage? Now I stored mine like in one of the guest closets. Like, and I like to do like a cool, dark place, regulated temperature. So I wouldn't, if you're talking about storing seeds in the garage, I don't store mine in the garage because the temperature is not like regulated. Like, you know how sometimes it just heats up and then sometimes it just gets really cold. But I always do it like inside regulated temp, and it's just like in my closet, in the guest room closet where I put those storage bins. We just have those, and I'll just go in there and get them out like that. Oh, starting the oh yeah, and all you need is it the regulated temp? I still would say, and I would say yes, Laverne. I know Yankee Sister in the garage. With my garage, yeah, I would because you're gonna have grow lights in there. It's not going to be like so cold in there to where like the warm weather plants, you know, just like it's not going to be like 10 degrees or something in there. If I mean if it gets like cold, I probably would say you might want to set up like a heater or something. But if it's just like normal temperature, almost like the temperature of your um home, yeah, honey, yeah, because we got to find space around here. I'm telling you, we're gonna find some more space. I'm not gonna talk too loud, y'all, because yeah, we're gonna find some more space around here. Laverne, yes, I would. I mean, they will be okay because the light is gonna give, like, depending on how low your light is, the light is gonna give a little bit of heat, and the garage most of the time is just like at a normal temperature, almost. You know, it may be a few degrees off, but almost like your home. So yeah, starting the seeds in the garage, unless it gets like really cold, then I might put a heater in there. But to be honest, you know, like when it starts to get cold and some of the plants that don't tolerate the cold, like I always move them in the garage and let them stay there until it, you know, warms back up. I start peppers and eggplant next week. Yep, I don't winter sow them. They need heat to germinate. Right. Yes. And that's why I'm saying, like, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, it's going to be like ready to go, y'all, with starting this garden. Hello, New Art Gardener. How are you? Ziploc bags and deep freezer. Yep, Devin. I've heard a lot of people who store their seeds in the freezer as well. I have a few of them in there, especially, you know how the ones that say they need that cold stratifying too. So yeah, I do have a few packets in the seeds, but I know a lot of people that store theirs in the freezer, take them out, and they germinate just like that. I just don't have the room right now, right now. But maybe I should look for a a freezer, particularly for my seeds. Yep, Yankee Sister is growing in the garage, and she's in Connecticut. She's growing in the garage, cold frames outside, and hoop covered pots. Yes, and she is in Connecticut, so I know she's pretty much gardening like all year round, which I think is phenomenal. So, thank you all so much. Remember, text the word Let's Grow, LETSGROW, to 912-430-2700. Also, if you haven't joined the private Facebook group, the link is in the bio up on Instagram, and then for YouTube, as soon as this video renders, I am going to put it in the description so you can join. You all be safe this weekend. Have fun. Think about what you're going to grow. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. We will talk about it. And until next Friday, thank you all so much. Thank you, Lisa, so much. We enjoyed you. Thank you for stopping by. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.